blocker. Swim dodge, fires and scores! Skipping a step behind the back! Pass, the extra look, and the goal! Shot on goal and good. From Port Washington High School, it is the Varsity Media Sports Network showing you the Nassau Class A showdown between the visiting Braves of Syosset, who come in at 4-3, 2-0 in Nassau Conference A, against the host Vikings, who are 5-3, 1-1 in Nassau Conference A. Dylan Butler here with Tom Rooney, head coach of St. Dominic's, and Tom, no stranger to either of these teams, so he offers a unique perspective here today. But what we do know, what everyone knows at least, is it is super hard in Nassau Conference A, especially when you come off a defeat, right? And that's where Port Washington is. Syosset's won their last game. They beat Freeport. A decisive win, obviously a different level of opponent, but Port here, a game that we had on the Varsity Media Sports Network, suffered an overtime home loss to Massapequa. Now they take on Syosset. The schedule only gets tougher from here. So it's not quite, you would say, Tom, a must-win game, but it's hard when you start to have to climb over teams as you get later in the regular season.
Absolutely. I mean, in Conference A, you certainly don't want to get off to a 1-2 start. Port Washington knows that. So, as much as it's a tough loss against Massapequa on Tuesday, they got to rebound here today. They got to come out and play a hungry, tough Syosset squad, and it's going to be a good battle.
Yeah, and John Calabria's squad, and you got a good look at them in that non-league game against Kellenberg, where kind of still working things out, figuring things, trying to find those pieces of the puzzle. And it's especially, I think, in the attack, when you consider a guy like Ryan Voigt and Brody Waxer, who is an 8th grader, are in on that starting attack line. You've still got a guy like Dylan Stadler hurt. That's a big miss for them. He's going to play at Marist. He's still a junior, kind of banged up with a hip injury. So as they're trying to figure out their pieces, a big part, though, of, look, this game is simple, right? You win the faceoff, you get extra possessions, you get extra opportunities to score. The guy to do that here today, as has been the case for the last couple of years, is our impact player for Syosset, Luca Accardo, one of the best, certainly at that craft on Long Island.
Yeah, Luca is excellent. I mean, not only is he good at the draw, but he's great on ground balls. He often comes up with the ball out of a ground ball pile, and the minute he gets it, he's an offensive player. He can come right down the field and score, or he can feed. Syosset has great goaltending. They have great defense. They're great at the X, and now the last piece for them is to, get this offense going a little bit and finish. Their coaching staff really emphasized they wanted to take advantage of the extra possessions from the X and finish the ball.
Yeah, and Accardo, you saw the numbers a moment ago, right? The returning All-American, 17 goals and 4 assists. That far and away the highs for Syosset this year. So they're looking for him to continue that, but also get a little extra help, right? Maybe from some of these other guys who haven't been maybe as tested on the varsity level. Port Washington, we mentioned, right? They've got to bounce back off of that Massapequa loss, and a few things stood out there, especially in that game. Look, it's a heated conference game, but way too many trips to the penalty box, way too many opportunities for Massapequa on the man up. That's been a point of emphasis these last couple, or yesterday really, right, between games. These games come thick and fast. But that's the thing that Isaac Neal wants to see from his team is just a little bit cleaner of a game, but similar, right? You've got the horses up front. We've got to capitalize on the possessions that we do get.
Absolutely. It's a quick turnaround, like you said. They were in the penalty box an awful lot against Massapequa. Losing to Massapequa is no shame, but, when you do it in a fashion where you give them a ton of man-ups and you don't have a chance, when you're man down, your offense isn't out there. And the strength of this Port Washington team is their offense. Luke Meyer, Haberman, Jacobson, these guys are big-time players. You got to stay out of the box and give them the ball.
Yeah, we highlighted before the start of the Massapequa game Henry Haberman, who is their alpha male, but we'll give some love here to Meyer, the junior, going to Dartmouth. And this year, Tom, he's really kind of bought into his role of a guy who's, whatever is asked of him in that moment, he is going to deliver, and at times he'll play up an attack. Most games he kind of starts at attack. We've seen him now these last couple games on that first midfield line, a wide receiver in football, unselfish, athletic. I mean, kind of ticks all the boxes you want as a high school midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, Luke can really do it all. He's a big time shooter, and I think that's why Port likes to have him on attack. But he can run and he can come out of the box. He's a good feeder. He reminds me a little bit of a Syosset great in the way he shoots the ball, like Mac O'Keefe. Yeah. He'll change his release and go low to high, and he's deadly that way.
Mac O'Keefe, not just a Syosset great, but an all-time NCAA great.
Yeah,
as well, huh?
That's a big comparison because Mac is maybe the best to ever do it. But Luke is very, very good, and I think when he plays off Haberman, like you said, he knows his role, and he could really impact this game if things go his way.
Yeah, Meyer led the way last game with 2 goals in that overtime loss to Massapequa. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visitors from Syosset. And we mentioned, again, a little bit of a change up front. You've got Voigt, Giovinco, and Waxer. Waxer just the 8th grader, but already 5 goals and an assist for him. Your midfield line, it's Accardo. He might be a Fogo at high point here. He is staying on. He's absolutely leading that first midfield line. You've got David Desquie and Tyler Birch going to Manhattanville as well, the senior. Your long stick midi is Logan Friedman, the junior. And then your poles, I think we saw a little bit of a movement here as well. Catolo's been at long stick midi, but now he's at close D. Zuleta, Cicato, and Catola, those pretty much are your 3 best guys at the poles, and a really good one.
That's a very good defense. Yep.
Very good defense, especially in front of a pretty solid goalie as well. And Zach Finkelstein, the junior, going to Binghamton, 47 saves, the 12th Division I goalie in 23 years for the Braves, who are coached, of course, in those 23 years by John Calabria, a 1989 graduate of Sachem High School, when it was just Sachem. Let's take a look at the starters for Port Washington. No changes from that Massapequa overtime loss, which certainly shows, from a coaching staff perspective, the confidence that you have in your guys. You've got Haberman, Krevitz, and Jacobson. Krevitz we saw in that game against Massapequa, kind of the guy facilitating from X. Meyer, McCarthy, and Feinstein is your first midfield line. Alex Papagalis, he's got the unenviable, or enviable if you want, right? He's got the battle today with Accardo. We'll see how the junior does there. Long stick mini, a really good one going to BU, is Matt Freeman. He had 3 penalties, though, against Massapequa, so he's got to be a little more under control here today. It's Greenberg, Hillman, and Gargis, your close D-line, and Bradley Hamroff. What a game Hamroff had in that Massapequa loss. 14 saves in that one for the senior, who was Pat Kenny's backup last 2 years. It's his job now, and doing well in that job, and the head coach of the Vikings in his 7th season is Isaac Neal out of Overland High School in Aurora, Colorado. How does a guy from Aurora, Colorado come to Port Washington? Well, via Hofstra, where he played, and in fact he coached at Port his first year out of Hofstra. He said it was his way to kind of curb the competitive nature in himself from a different tense, and he's a teacher on Long Island. He lives on Long Island. He's married, kids, raised on Long Island. He is a Long Islander now. He's put Colorado kind of in the rearview mirror. We'll take a quick break for the anthem, and we'll have the opening face-off when we return. You're watching this Nassau Conference A showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
And Wanta up tempo, but showing some patience now, and Taylor pays it off. Oh man, what a shot.
Meindl. There's a shot, score!
Guess who? Mr. West.
That was Brady West. He finishes off the hat trick. Trying to get a little insurance here. Agers on the far side. Agers in front. Fires a shot. Yep. He scores!
Good play.
Down by just 1. And Lacasio changes that. A 2-goal lead once again for St. Anthony's. These teams will be at even strength after the shot. Newman dunks it in. Was she inside the crease? Doesn't seem like it, and we're all tied up at 8. So it's Disque attacking and scoring. Syosset ties it up at 2. I thought you phrased it well earlier. He's a guy with different gears, and he's very aware of all those gears, and he gets another goal here.
Behind the cage, good look. Overhead shot and a goal. McChaney. Hot hands. McChaney dodges on Smith. McChaney!
Oh, wow. McChaney, yeah, nice take.
On one with Mahoney, who hasn't seen a shot in a long time, and she'll beat her. Cabrera gets Northport back within 3.
Now rolling topside, taking a look to the cutter on the inside. Ball game! Ball game! Garden City! Caitlin McNaboe!
Another split dodge. Another one maybe to the cage, and another goal!
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Dodges to the cage, fires high and scores. Oh, what a look from X, and there's the finish in front. And how about that one? Fighting off the challenge was Darcy, and she pulls Sacred Heart to within 1. And welcome back to Port Washington High School. Dylan Butler and Tom Rooney here for you to walk you through this Nassau Conference A showdown. The Braves coming off a 17-1 win over Freeport. Adam Giovinco, 3 goals and 2 assists. The combination of Owen Azevedo, Brody Waxer, Ethan Hart, and David Desquie with 2 goals and 1 assist apiece for the Braves. Syosset having won the Nassau title 6 times. You go back-to-back years in 2007 and 8, 2012. You go 15, 16, 2021 as well. They are the reigning champions, and 2 Long Island championships to Syosset's cabinet of trophies, 2015 and 2008. Port Washington, we mentioned before, right? Their last game was that overtime loss to Massapequa, where Meyer had 2 goals, and McCarthy, Jacobson, Krevitz, and Haberman with 1 apiece. And you got to figure, too, Tom, when Haberman only scores 1 goal in that game, and you mentioned, right, it's probably partially to blame for having as many penalties as you have. That's a number, and it wasn't Haberman's fault, right? But it's just having the reps and the opportunities, and they weren't there as often as he would have liked, I'm sure, as much as Isaac Neal would have liked. That's a number that you would expect to be a little bit higher here this afternoon.
Yeah, I think that Haberman absolutely, for Port to win, has to have more touches. You know, he's super talented. He can do so much on the field, whether it's feed or score, you know, shoot from the outside. That's not enough touches. 1 goal is probably not going to do it. If they stay out of the box, I would expect he'll get more than that.
Last year, these 2 teams met out at Syosset High School, a 12-10 win for the Braves. Danny Garone had 3 goals. Ethan Kotler had 2 and 1. AJ Alexander and Nick Accardo had a goal and 2 assists apiece. All those guys are gone. The only one returning was Luca Accardo, who had himself a day, 16 of 24 from the faceoff X, and a goal as well. Jensen Weingard had 4 and 1 for Port. Haberman had 2 and 1, and Pat Kenny made 13 saves. So a lot of those guys were seniors. First faceoff goes for Syosset, and the Braves have their first crack at the first goal.
So now you're going to see the Syosset guys. Let's see them on offense try to get, Accardo with his hands free, and see if these other guys can play off him and finish.
Yeah, Tom, we saw a mix of man and zone on 2 days ago. Wednesday, well, all these days are meshing in for me, but Wednesday was against Massapequa. We'll see here what the Port brings defensively, as there's Giovinco working around the screen, gets up top, hands off.
Port looks like they're in man. This is Voigt carrying, takes a shot.
Yeah, Voigt bounced it wide. And I'm really intrigued to see Waxer alive for the first time, right? It says something, I think, about him, but also kind of flip of the coin about the struggles offensively that Syosset are having, that you call up an 8th grader, but you're not calling up an 8th grader because you don't have enough numbers, certainly. It's about quality as well, as that's an errant pass and a turnover for the Braves.
Yeah, we'll see now. Port talked about having to clear this ball cleanly, knowing that the possessions will be limited with Accardo at the X.
And you can see an fairly aggressive ride here by Syosset. That's Belomo. Good look, and they do get the clear.
Syosset very aggressive right now. Looks like they are in man.
Kravitz hands off. And there's Meyer. Of course, drawing the pole, that's Zuleta on him.
Playing a little two-man behind, big, little.
Jacobson hits the ground on that attempted shot. Fantastic hustle.
Great hustle by Zuleta.
Although,
Looks
will
like
they
we got
keep
a
it
flag.
here? Oh, a flag. So first penalty. It looks like, yeah, there was some aggression on that hit on the Jacobson shot. We got to look across the field here to see the call. Looks like it'll be a cross check, so it'll be a 1-minute infraction. And Port, having been on the opposite side of this so much against Massapequa, will get their first man-up opportunity. So Sakato goes in for the cross check. And here comes Port with their first man up.
I'm excited to see this man-up group. They got a really talented offensive group here. You have 3 big-time shooters in Meyer, Jacobson, and Henry Haberman.
There is Haberman. Works it to X. It's Meyer. They swing it up top. Haberman. Haberman can shoot pretty much from anywhere in Nassau County. That's his range. Low to low! And there's the first man-up goal. It's Jacobson. And he gives Port Washington the 1-0 lead.
That's a great job by Port, keeping their composure. Syosset came out and pressured. They carried, kept moving the ball, and they found a 2-on-1 on the backside, and Jacobson's not going to miss from there. He's a big-time shooter, and he went low to low, and he got Finkelstein.
Jacobson's 14th goal of the year. He's a guy, Tom, who could be the go-to guy, but he's fine with kind of letting the game come to him and not being overwhelmed with trying to do too much, and a good start for Port to take that 1-0 lead.
Now it looks like that's the second violation. That's the Accardo effect right there.
If this was college, we might be starting to think of a man-up opportunity coming up soon, right? 2 for 2 already.
That's right. Nice ground ball by Waxer right there on an overthrow.
And there's Birch up top. Senior 3-year varsity guy who has been waiting in the wings, waiting for his opportunity to help lead Syosset. Now is his time. Hands off to Disqui.
They're going to need Birch. You know, he had a goal against Southside. He's got the ability.
Fantastic cut. Top side. And look at that. Hammeroff picks up where he left off against Massapequa. Nice save.
That's not an easy save off hip. That's a great shot by Voigt. Really big-time save.
Hammeroff is a little bit unorthodox, but listen, whatever works for you, man, go for it, right? So Port gets the clear. Here's Meyer.
This is a good matchup, Meyer and Zuleta. These guys are both really good players.
Meyer lowers the shoulder. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, now I see it. I would assume the other then would be Catolo, probably on Haberman, but it looked like there he was chasing down. Oh, there he is. Yep.
Yeah, he just switched over to Haberman. Yeah, Catolo's a hunter. That's going to be a great matchup, too. But this is why Port's dangerous, because now Jacobson has a short stick, and you see him, he's able to draw a slide.
Meyer spins, cuts to the outside, nothing there. Good defense there by Syosset. Here comes Haberman looking to go downhill. Gets to his left, gets slashed, fires it to the far post. That's wide, but possession stays with Port.
Yeah, good matchup. I thought Catolo played that well, but that's a good shot. Haberman's dangerous with both hands.
There's Kravitz. Spins at GLE, kicks it back out. Jacobson. Jacobson, the bouncer. Oh, nice save. Rebound in front. It's still loose. And it stays with Port.
Yeah, Finkelstein's excellent. That's a great save. It might have been 2. I couldn't tell with the rebound. Really nice save.
Kravitz again. Step down shot. Finkelstein, another. Makes the save. It kicked out. He didn't get the rebound control that he wanted, but his boys in front of him picked up the GB. Quickly, we go the other way. Syosset after the shot. There it is. And it is Giovinco.
That's a great job. Brody Waxer, the 8th grader, backs up the shot, pushes the left side of the cage. Giovinco sees his man turn his head. He goes backdoor. He puts it right on his stick, and Giovinco finishes. It's a nice job by Syosset. And you could tell Syosset wants to push the pace. I don't think they want to play 6-on-6 in the box. Looked like 23. That was Zach McPhee really pushed the pace and got them going.
Giovinco, another legacy guy, right? Brothers Andrew at Stony Brook and Alex at Jacksonville came before him. Last year was the 4th attackman. This year, right? On that first attack line, his 12th goal of the year. 1-1. Papagallis doesn't jump, but it's the same effect. It is still Accardo getting the win, his 3rd. And here comes Syosset again, looking to push it. Giovinco, good look in front. Right into the teeth, though, of that Port D, and they take it away. Aggressive ride, trying to pick it up as Belomo. He does, and he does get the clear.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea by Syosset to try to push the pace a little bit, try to get some early offense. They just couldn't connect. And then here comes Haberman right back at you.
Yeah, Jacobson had his stick up on the other side. He gets it now. Likes his matchup. Looks like he's got, at least temporarily, the shorty matchup.
Yeah, I would think Syosset wants to switch that, but he's got it right now.
Well, let's see if the slide comes. Steps down. Another shot, another save, I should say, by Finkelstein. Ground ball picked up by Haberman. Haberman harassed. Look out. Yard sale.
That's the physicality of Catolo.
He brings it right from the football field, and certainly one of the better. He's a seasoned pole, man. He's been out there for a couple of years. Although that's a pass that he wants back. Freeman gets it. He throws it up towards midfield. Up and down we go. Here's Jacobson now.
Yeah, Syosset's got to be careful between making the decision to push when they have numbers and then if they don't have it, at least keeping the ball because it's going to be hard to keep this Port offense down.
Meyer to Krevitz. 1-1 is the score. 5:39 left in this first quarter. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney here with you on the Varsity Media. The Finkelstein's legs and makes the save. That's about the 3rd or 4th bouncer, Tom, that we've seen. So you wonder if on film maybe Port seeing something in Finkelstein, but he's made those saves.
Yeah, he got beat on the first goal, but he hasn't got beat since. He was all over those last couple of shots. He's very good, and right now it looks like he's seeing the ball really well. Syosset again having trouble in the clear here.
We talked about the ground ball war, right? This one, it's Hillman coming up with it for Port. Gets it over to Meyer. Possessions, both coaches said were key. Ground balls. I mean, it's not just coach speak, especially in this game. Getting topside, firing was Belomo and Finkelstein again.
Yeah, I think Port's going to have to rethink anything from 12 and out against Finkelstein. He's just too good. He's seeing the ball right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tom, especially seeing it the way that he is, right?
He's on all of these shots right now. That one was stick side too, so they're going to have to change up their placement a little bit.
Unofficially, his 5th save of the first quarter. And probably you'd say 3 or 4 of those he got a pretty good look at.
Yeah, now we got Syosset in the box. Disquay has a short stick. He's a kid who can play. He's got to get going here for Syosset.
Hands off. Azevedo pumps the brakes. And he hands off to Hart. This is more of your second midfield unit. And Hart having issues here. Good job with the pull by Matty Hillman. And Hillman
really going after him.
Yeah, Greenberg's like, I see you there as well, and they'll get the ball back, Port will.
So that was a hold on Syosset. Not sure they really should have stopped that at that point. But here comes Haberman. Gets under Catolo.
In the crease, though, he was pushed, so he'll stay here with Port. 3:15 left in this first quarter. That's the other part I like about Haberman. I mentioned it as well the other day. He's got a little bit of Spallina in him in that he invites that contact, right? He likes the physicality. Bouncer far post, that's wide of the mark by Meyer.
Yeah, Haberman's much stronger than you may think looking at him. I mean, stature-wise, he's not all that tall, but he is very well built. He's tough as heck, and he likes to lower his shoulder and initiate the contact. Catolo's, that's a tough guy to go against, though, to that kind of game.
There's the extra pass. Firing! It is Haberman! The Loyola commit, his 26th goal of the year, gives Port a 2-1 lead.
Well, the first thing, Dylan, is Haberman changed where he shot the ball. You know, he changed his level. He went high. And Luke Meyer there with the one more, you know, to hit Haberman and get him inside of 12 yards. You know, they were shooting everything outside. Finkelstein was seeing everything. Now they get inside of 10, change their level, and they get a goal.
Haberman, the thing about him this year, too, is he's so patient, right? Where there's times that he knows or he may feel he's the best guy. He's the alpha male on the field. He's capable of changing a play or making a play, but he does everything the right way, man. Like, he gets other guys involved. We see already a change at the faceoff X report, but no change in the result. It's the 4th win for this guy. Accardo kind of maneuvers his way through like on the LIE at rush hour, and we get it to X.
Yeah, I would expect Port is going to throw the kitchen sink at Accardo. It's just not it's not a matchup that's going to really go in their favor. It's a really nice job by Matt Freeman getting out in the passing lane there and contesting.
That's at least the second, not unforced, right, but certainly the second turnover where you're just kind of trying to pass the ball around. How about that? Accardo lowering the shoulder, getting in on Belomo.
That's Conference A right there. It's physical play. Clean, you know, the fans wanted a penalty, but that's a good clean hit. 2 guys playing hard.
Funny thing is there, right? I think Port wants more of that, right? Get Accardo as physically worn down when he's not at the faceoff X as you possibly can.
Yeah, and he very smartly subs out, try to save himself.
Jacobson spins around the cage, fires wide. Another great chase, and it's again Catolo winning it.
Catolo, great hustle. Now they got to clear the ball, make the most of these possessions.
Catolo looking to take it himself. Of those guys in the back line, he's got 2 goals.
They're offsides. This is dangerous.
And here comes McCarthy, also lowered the shoulder. Final minute and change. Meyer does the same. Oh, the goal! He wanted the contact, he got the contact, and he got the finish. Meyer, his 12th goal of the year, extends Port's lead to 3-1.
Well, you referenced, you know, initiating the contact, and Port clearly has come out, you know, wanting to be physical. That's a great dodge by Luke Meyer. Lowers the shoulder, gets to the middle of the field. You know, when you get to the middle of the field and you have the whole cage, that's really tough on Finkelstein. That's a great goal.
3-1 the lead. Meyer's 12th of the year. He's got 1-1 in this first quarter. 1:19 left in the first. Back to the face-off X we go.
We'll see if Port can try to solve Accardo here and keep a run going.
I got to imagine at some point, as Accardo wins it to himself, you got to figure at some point, especially considering how good the Port polls are, you got to throw a poll out there, no?
Yeah, I would think Matt Freeman at some point, maybe Hillman, they'll throw him out there just to make him uncomfortable. Right now, he's obviously very comfortable. Listen, he's one of the best around.
5 for 5 for Accardo. Under a minute left now, 3-1 the score. Braves have done themselves no favors, though, with some turnovers on this side of the field. That's a fantastic check as Port gets it away. That's Sean Cassidy, the senior, unsettled. Meyer spins, switches hands. That's a bouncer that goes wide, but it stays with Port.
It's good transition by Port. Now they got the ball again, under 30, with a chance to extend their lead.
Krevitz spins on his man, turns, fires, and scores! It was an individual battle that Krevitz won, and he scores his 18th goal of the year.
Yeah, that's just an excellent Excellent play by Krefitz. He has this guy at X, goes hard to his left, changes direction. And, Syosset was kind of not ready defensively to help, and he saw that. He kept coming and beat Finkelstein high.
Krefitz,
big goal.
Yeah, huge goal with 23 seconds left. Makes it a 3-goal game with their 4th goal. Krefitz, guy, was an all-county basketball player a year ago, but has really taken to the coaching that the Port staff has provided. At the mark.
So you're going to look to feed the crease here with Giovinco.
Oh, great job again by Freeman, man. Just getting that pole into the passing lane, and he makes sure that the quarter ends without another Syosset shot. So good response after that overtime loss by Port Washington. The Vikings have a 4-1 lead after the first quarter. You're watching this Nassau Conference A showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Port Washington for the start of the second quarter. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney here with you as the Vikings have a 4-1 lead over Syosset. When we spoke with Isaac Neal, talked about the season outlook, and he said, and look, Tom, you're a head coach as well. You've coached on this level. You're at St. Dom's now, but in this league, your season's kind of broken up, right? You have those non-league games, which you saw where Syosset played Kellenberg, and the first maybe 7 or 8 games of the year set you up now for the meat and potatoes of your season, the conference play.
Yeah, all those non-leagues are for a day like this. You're just trying to get your team ready to play on a Friday afternoon in a big-time matchup. So, both these teams, this is the game they've been getting ready for right now.
And they've had a little bit more success in those games, certainly, than Syosset's had, but they also have a lot more known returnees, I guess you'll say, as look at this battle at the face-off X.
Accardo, though, he's got such a knack for the ball, leads to a break here.
And a goal as well. So Syosset comes right back. It's Ryan Voigt with the finish, his 3rd of the year, and what a huge goal as well for the Braves.
Yeah, you saw Syosset kind of, the kids know that more times than not, Accardo's going to come up with the ball, and it looked like, one of their wing players leaked out, and it led to a break. Nice overhand shot by Voigt, and Syosset's right back in this game. Accardo's going to keep them in the game.
You see the change there. It's Joe Braunschweiger, the sophomore. He was a face-off guy in his younger days, and Isaac Neal admitted probably doesn't want to do this right now, but is, again, accepting a role for his team, realizing what's needed. And that's about as good as they've gone so far. Belomo looks to battle for the ground ball. It's still loose, and it will stay with Syosset, but it'll be a win again. But listen, that's one where Accardo's really had to earn it, and you could see a little bit of the way that Port can try to maybe start winning some of those battles.
Looks like you had a broken stick on Port, so they had numbers there, Syosset, for a little bit, but sub back on, so we're 6-on-6 in the box.
Accardo hands off. Backing up is Giovinco. Had a goal. Spins on his man, Giovinco! Adam Giovinco, his second goal of the game, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-goal game.
That's a great individual effort by Giovinco. Inside rolling his man. It looked like, he may hang his stick, but he kept his feet moving and made it difficult to back check. And Syosset's going to need Giovinco, to really get going in order to score more goals in the box. That's a great effort.
I think we're back to Papagallis at the face-off X. Still have yet to see a pole. This is pushed back. Nice chase here.
At least it's turned into 50-50, and I think Port would be satisfied with a bunch of those face-offs.
I thought that was a high shot. So now Syosset a chance to tie the game. They were down 4-1 going into this second quarter, and back-to-back goals have them now a goal within tying.
Yeah, they're hanging around, winning ground ball battles. This is a good job by Syosset. And again, you saw one of their wing players, 18, Logan Friedman, kind of just hang, knowing they'd come up with the ground ball, and they almost got a break out of it.
Here's Disque on Freeman. Spins, gets top side. Still with it. Still with it. And Hammeroff makes the save.
What a save. Big-time save. Good move by Disque. Just couldn't finish it.
And now the ride a little bit more aggressive for Syosset. They have to go pole to pole. They switch to field. And Port gets the clear.
So we'll see how Port reacts here with the lead cut to 1.
That's Haberman getting it to Meyer. Meyer up top. Beats his man. Overhand shot, Meyer! He just needed a step, and then the rest was gravy.
Well, Dylan, you said you wanted to highlight a different Port player today, and I think you picked the right one. These kids are all scouted by this point in the season, and the scout on Luke is that he's a lefty-dominant player, and what you saw right there is why he's a Division I commit going to Dartmouth. Big-time right hand, not afraid to use it, goes right down the alley. I think they were expecting rollback, and he had just had the confidence to stay with his right hand. Nice job by Luke Meyer.
2-1 for Meyer. Another face-off win. We are at 10 for 10 for number 10. And again, look, Isaac Neal and his staff, they're there. I'm here for a reason. But I expected maybe at some point, you've got so many good polls, right, for Port. And inside, that's a great job getting to a difficult area. You know the contact is coming. And that was Spencer Newman, usually with a long pole, but he has the shorty, the defensive midi. Again, pulls Syosset to within a goal.
Well, Syosset, Logan Freeman right there, faked like he was going to sub through the midline, and Port was trying to beat him to the midline, and he just put the brakes on. And next thing you know, Cardo had the confidence in him to throw him the ball with a long pole, and they got numbers. Nice job by Newman finding that soft spot right in the middle. And we're back to a 1-goal game.
Newman's second goal of the year. Started again this year as a close D. Has moved. He's gotten that short stick as a D midi now. 5-4. Accardo just kind of sweeps it back to himself. 11 for 11.
Yeah, this could be trouble right here. He pulls it out, but you see he's every chance he gets, he's thinking about pushing the offense.
And it was funny, Massapequa the other day, we even saw them on the wings, right? They double pulled at a few times against Papagallis because they didn't really have that guy. And clearly Syosset has the guy, but we're not seeing the reverse of that strategy.
Yeah, not yet. I think, when you're in the lead, you kind of play it out. I think if we get a tie game here, or if they go down, I think you'll see that.
That's a great point. Birch lost it, and here comes Port on a jailbreak. Gober. Haberman! Ooh, it took a deflection in front. Stays, though, with the Vikings. That's Krevitz. Went off someone's back, I think, in front. That's Feinstein. Step down! Wide of the cage.
That was an excellent play by Cal Gober, intercepting that ball, starting the break.
.758 left, 1-goal game. Little screen set, little shovel shot. No good there by Krevitz. Haberman switches hands. He doesn't need much to free those hands, and when he does, lightning comes out. What a goal.
That is big time. I mean, he steps in, he shows his right hand, and in an instant, he switches to his left and just sticks it in the top corner. I mean, that is a big-time offensive player right there, Henry Haberman.
Filthy. Second of the game, 27th of the year. 6-4 the lead, and as you said, right, as long as you've got the lead, you can continue to sort of throw that two-man game at Accardo. Freeman on the wing. Accardo wins it clean.
Here's the danger. He pump fakes. He's going. Oh, they're all over.
Freeman behind him. Two poles swinging at it. Oh, and a flag is thrown, and that's a little bit of what we saw against Massapequa, right? A little over-aggression by the poles, and it's hard, man. You're a head coach. You want your guys to be aggressive, right? And, like, how do you punish them for being so? But there's a line. Like, you've got to really tiptoe. It's a balancing act, man. It's hard.
And Accardo's so strong, so you saw him throw checks, and the ball didn't come out of his stick, and then they kind of had to go to another couple of chops of the stick, and they got a foul.
So a cross check gives Syosset a 1-minute man-up opportunity. Their first of the game.
Looks like Port's going to lock Accardo here. So they're going to rotate 4 guys. They're going to play 5-on-4. They're going to lock Accardo. They're going to try to let somebody else beat him.
And that's somebody else they thought was Birch, but Hamroff makes the save.
Yeah, I would have liked to just seen Syosset work the ball a little bit more before they settled for that shot.
Look at Hayes.
Now here comes
Belomo.
What a clear.
Belomo! Low shot, and I feel like both coaches probably right now are like, on the red side, you're like, can we hold the ball a little bit here to get something good? On the other side, like, we're killing. Like, yeah, you went for it, but there was, luckily for you, there was a backup.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm very impressed with the D midi number 9. I mean, he is excellent, Belomo. And here comes Haberman.
Draws 2. Ducking out of the way there was McCarthy.
Got a timeout.
And listen, we saw the way he stung it. If you're McCarthy, man, you duck for cover with 3 kind of round the corner. That's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by Henry Haberman.
No. So timeout here by Port gives us a chance to show you our upcoming games and what a doubleheader we have for you tomorrow. It is rivalry day here on Varsity Media. It is Massapequa, Farmingdale. I don't care what they play. It could be badminton. When Massapequa and Farmingdale play, it is intense. Certainly going to be intense on the lacrosse field for those two Conference A juggernauts. That's a noon start. And then we've got the granddaddy of them all, the 138th Woodstick Classic under the lights at Manhasset High School, where the Indians went to Garden City a year ago and they put it on them, man. That was the largest scoring Woodstick game. I think it was 1914, but certainly one you got to think somewhere is in the minds of those guys back, the Cascadens and the Staubs and the Fennells of the world for Garden City. They want nothing more than under the lights in front of a big crowd, give Manhasset a loss on their home turf.
Absolutely, that's 2 great games, two matchups that, no matter what the records are really good every year. The Garden City-Manhasset game will be a war. I doubt it will be a blowout.
Yeah, no, that's one, you win a county championship, you win a Long Island and a state championship, but not too far below that is the Woodstick. And you could almost argue as significant as any of those other trophies you could win during a lacrosse season for either of those two communities.
Absolutely. So the penalty's released, and it looks like Syosset's jumped into a zone here. They're trying to give Port a different look, maybe slow him down a little bit.
There's Jacobson, swims. Look to fire. Oh, what a look down low, but just missing it was Krevitz. And you love Finkelstein, the aggression, realizing it's out of Krevitz's stick, chases after it and gets the ball, and now it's Port looking to ride.
Yeah, that was a great look, just couldn't finish. And I like what Syosset did there, go into zone, give him a different look, and it worked out. They got the turnover, and now they got the ball down 2.
Accardo. And it's tough for Syosset, too, because, again, of a little bit of the inexperience among your front 6, you know, you'd love to rest Accardo, but you kind of have to keep him out there because he, again, has been that engine of your attack.
Yeah, right now at this point in the game, they can't, you know, they don't want to go down. They can't leave him on the bench. And it looks like he's got a short stick if they could get the ball around to him.
Disque chases down that loose ball, fires just wide, and might have hit the ref there on the far side.
Yeah, it looks like it did.
That's one you're going to feel, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like Port just changed the matchup, putting Matt Freeman on Accardo. It's a good move.
Here's Birch up top. Gets it to his left. Slide comes. Birch, good recognition. Low! And the finish. What a goal by Gagliardo, the junior. His third. Was that Accardo?
That was Accardo.
Yeah, 10. Yeah. I thought it was 11. It was Accardo with the finish.
Yeah, I think Matt Freeman got a little overzealous right there. He saw Birch turn his back, and he was trying to go for a double, and Birch very wisely moved it to the open man. And Accardo, you see, it takes no time in and out of his stick. That was a laser. And here we are, back at the X, and they're only down 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm sliding off of Accardo. My bad, Luke. I thought that was 11 there, but it was 10. And Accardo gets his 13th face-off win. And again, the Braves with the ball, a chance to tie. They've been down this road before, but they haven't been able to capitalize. For Accardo, by the way, goal number 18 on the season. Looking to repeat as an All-American.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving him a rest now, but he's going to have to play a whole lot of offense here. He's so good all over the field. That was a big-time goal, draws him within 1. Now, let's see. This is the second middies. Let's see if they can generate some offense. I've liked the way Voigt is attacked so far early as he takes a run right now. He's played very aggressive. He's a big body. He's going to have to create some offense.
He's got Greenberg on him, hands off, and it's Giovinco backing up. Azevedo swings it to Disque. They're always trying to see who can get the shorty. And right now it's been all poles for these guys passing the ball around. Giovinco has the pole.
Syosset's very patient right now. I don't think they want to run up and down with Port. This is probably exactly the pace that they want to play at.
And there is the shorty matchup. It's Azevedo who gets it, but it's a really good one as well. And Beloma, we've liked what we've seen from him in this first half. Giovinco, can he get the inside roll? Giovinco can't hold on to the ball. It
nice
stays,
job by
though,
Newman
with
on the
Syosset.
loose. Yeah. It's good defense right there. Giovinco just hung his stick a little bit, but Newman anticipated the loose ball, was there on the spot.
Voigt and the Braves looks like we'll talk it over with 3:14 left, which speaks to how big each of these possessions is, right? As you're winding down here in the first half, it's a 1-goal game, and Syosset valuing this possession with an opportunity to tie the game.
Yeah, I think they'll probably try to get that first midi line back on. They've rested them. You know, they're only down a goal, and Port's probably had the better of the offensive play. Finkelstein has played very well. They know they're going to win faceoffs. So if they can they can keep chipping away here and find ways to score like they did with Newman inside and Giovinco on an inside roll and Voigt with the overhand, if they can get some contributions from these other guys, they're gonna hang around.
We've got two good teams here. We think we have a good team here at Varsity Media, so if you want to join our team, you can let Varsity Media help promote your business. We've got affordable rates, customizable packages to fit any budget. We will help grow your brand through our sportscasts. Call 516-403-2050. Email ben@varsitymedia.net. Contact us today to advertise. You see the list there of some of those who have and continue to advertise with us. We thank them for their support. The other day, we had Moe's here, a little food review. Sorry, we couldn't feed you here today, Tom, but
that would have been nice. Listen, the Varsity Media has been excellent. The kids love it. The parents love it. The communities love it. You're not always able to get out to a game, but you get great coverage. You get the announcing and the replays. It's really done wonders for Long Island lacrosse.
Now I feel really bad for not feeding you here. All right, off the timeout. Oh, Freeman. And you know what? Like, we talked about him being over-aggressive in the penalties. That's where Freeman is at his best. You watch his highlight film. It's a lot of that. And it's one of the reasons, certainly, why he's going to BU.
Yeah, I think when you're a pole, you can be a position guy or a hunter. Matt Freeman is a hunter. And Accardo, I don't think, expected the check. And it's a really nice job by Freeman.
And if you're Calabria, right, you're coming off a timeout, you do get Accardo back on after the rest, and that's got to kill you within a few seconds of having the ball in the stick of the guy you want it. Freeman gets the turnover, the caused turnover, and now Port looks to extend their lead, and it's another chance, not wasted, but certainly Syosset unable to tie the score. Now they got to defend again, and good shot low to high by Jacobson, and it stays, though, with the Vikings.
Yeah, Jacobson's a tough cover. Munoz there played him pretty well, but Jacobson got his hands free. I think that might have hit the post.
Jacobson swims at X. Turns, fires, another one off the bar.
Finkelstein, great save. Right on that post. Showing some wheels. That's
seventh.
A really athletic play.
Yeah, his seventh save as well.
Another timeout, it looks like.
I didn't see who called it.
Syosset had the ball, so I think it's
assume them, right?
timeout. Yeah.
Just a shade under 2 minutes left, 1:56, and Syosset another chance. Listen, you're in these huddles, Tom. I mean, what would it mean for the Braves to maybe get a goal and be tied at least, be level going into the second half?
I think that's exactly what they're talking about is if we can get this to even, now you turn a full game into a half game, and with our face-off guy and our goalie, you're going to be right there to the end. That's a really good defensive stand. Jacobson with a good shot, but Finkelstein was there, made a great save, and then, pops out of the cage, scoops up the ground ball, and gets the clear. That's an excellent defensive play by Finkelstein in the goal.
You could bring your game to life with a Varsity Media Sportscast. We've got announcers, multiple cameras, instant replays and graphics. It's great for your rivalry game, senior day, just general promotion of your team. Contact us to book a sportscast today, 516-403-2050, or visit varsitymedia.net. You see our social handles there on the bottom left of the screen. And, of course, as always, you want to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. We've got a crazy schedule, man, this spring. A lot of lacrosse boys and girls. And, Tom, I think the last number was somewhere around 50 plus, maybe. And we haven't even touched the postseason. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of these kids do. They get home from practice and then pop on Varsity Media. Syosset starts the ball this time with Giovinco. I think you'll see them try to get the ball eventually to Accardo, maybe a pick, and that's exactly what they tried. Freeman played it well.
Yeah, Accardo kind of flashing across the top of the crease. Minute 34. Here's a short stick matchup, 9-on-9. Here comes this squeeze. Look out, Freeman comes, and a flag is thrown.
It looks like it's going to be another flag on Port. Let's see.
So it's a minute 21 left. Let's see what the infraction is. It will be against Freeman. It'll be a cross-check. Or is it Belomo? I think it's Belomo 9.
It's Belomo, yeah.
So the second man-up opportunity for Syosset. They were 0 for 1.
Give Syosset credit. That was Disque, went right at Belomo, stepped under him and drew a foul. Put him in a good spot. Minute penalty with 1:21 on the clock. That's a good position to be in the second quarter.
Yeah, so what an opportunity here for the Braves. Again, it's a minute, so it'll get you down to like 18 seconds if you use this entire time, but obviously they're looking for the best shot. They went early last time, and it ended up being their only shot on the man-up. They try to get the extra pass. And like another great job. Gargis. Yeah. So this time they don't even get a shot. There is Haberman. Under a minute to go.
Yeah, Port has a couple timeouts here if they don't get what they want.
Haberman on Catolo. Haberman goes high. And there's another save.
Oh, a knockdown. Oh, Haberman.
And the goal. Haberman, his third.
Yeah, Finkelstein's frustrated. He makes a great save on Haberman, and he tries to outlet quickly, and it looks like either Krefitz or let's see on the replay here, somebody gets their stick up in the passing lane, and Haberman just picks up the loose ball. I mean, he's, great instincts, sends it home.
Huge goal. Instead of Syosset potentially tying the score, it's now again a 2-goal difference. Not that that's a massive one, but it's kind of been a consistent one throughout that first half, or this first half.
For a team that struggled to score goals, you don't want to see the difference, go above 2 or 3, and right now it's at 2, so it's a little frustrating. But
and if you're Isaac Neal, you got to be loving this because you've literally lost every faceoff, and you've got a 2-goal lead.
If they do pick up a ground ball, I wouldn't be surprised they'd call a timeout right away. Another violation on Port. This is dangerous right now with Accardo. He'll go.
33 seconds. Accardo. Oh, good look. Firing low, and the goal. It's a 1-goal game yet again, and it's Spencer Newman again. His second.
That is guys looking at Accardo, knowing that he's ready to go. And Accardo, very unselfish, very patient. He found Newman. Newman's doing a good job of just finding little space in there in these unsettled situations. That's a huge goal with 28 seconds, and you're probably going to get the ball again here, Dylan.
Yeah, 28 seconds. Newman, your defensive midfielder with 2 goals on the game. Man up, opportunity goal as well. Be a push, and it will stay with Syosset. So, yeah. Another chance, 15 for 15 in the first half. And here we go. Final 15 seconds. And Syosset, another bite at the apple to try to tie the score.
10 seconds here. Here comes Voigt. He's got to go. Found him again inside.
Shovel behind the back shot. Thompson-esque.
That was Disque on the shot there. That was nice.
All right,
they got a feed in here or a skip to Accardo. I would probably skip to Accardo.
Yeah, and Accardo, he's up top. It looks like he wants to crash in. No, they're not going to really get a good shot here, or any shot at all. So that's the way the first half ends, but it's been entertaining. It's been dominant by Luca Accardo at the face-off X, but on the other side, the Poles for Port have done the job. Haberman and Meyer have combined for 5 goals, and it is the Vikings with a 7-6 lead. You're watching this Nassau Conference A showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
And Wanta up tempo, but showing some patience now, and Taylor pays it off. Oh man, what a shot!
Meindl. There's a shot, score!
Guess who? Mr. West.
That was Brady West. He finishes off the hat trick. Trying to get a little insurance here. Agers on the far side. Agers in front. Fires a shot. He scores!
Good play.
Down by just one. And Lacrosse changes that. A 2-goal lead once again for St. Anthony's. These teams will be at even strength after the shot. Newman dunks it in. Was she inside the crease? Doesn't seem like it, and we're all tied up at 8. So it's Disque attacking and scoring! Syosset ties it up at 2. I thought you phrased it well earlier. He's a guy with different gears, and he's very aware of all those gears, and he gets another goal here.
Behind the cage, good look. Overhead shot and a goal. McChaney. Hot hands, McChaney. Dodges on Smith. McChaney!
Oh, McChaney, yeah, nice take.
On one with Mahoney, who hasn't seen a shot in a long time, and she'll beat her. Cabrera gets Northport back within 3.
Now rolling topside, taking a look to the cutter on the inside. Ball game! Ball game! Garden City! Caitlin McNaboe!
Another split dodge. Another one maybe to the cage and another goal!
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Dodges to the cage, fires high and scores. Oh, what a look from Max, and there's the finish in front. And how about that one? Fighting off the challenge was Darcy, and she pulls Sacred Heart to within 1.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Wanta up tempo, but showing some patience now, and Taylor pays it off. Oh man, what a shot!
Meingle. There's a shot, score!
Guess who? Mr. West.
That was Brady West. He finishes off the hat trick. Trying to get a little insurance here. Agers on the far side. Agers in front. Fires a shot. He scores!
Good play.
Down by just one. And Lacrosse changes that. A 2-goal lead once again for St. Anthony's. These teams will be at even strength after the shot. Newman dunks it in. Was she inside the crease? Doesn't seem like it, and we're all tied up at 8. So it's Diskay attacking and scoring! Syosset ties it up at 2. I thought you phrased it well earlier. He's a guy with different gears, and he's very aware of all those gears, and he gets another goal here.
Behind the cage, good look. Overhead shot and a goal. McChaney. Hot hands, McChaney. Dodges on Smith. McChaney!
Oh, wow. McChaney, yeah, nice take.
On one with Mahoney, who hasn't seen a shot in a long time, and she'll beat her. Cabrera gets Northport back within 3.
Now rolling topside, taking a look to the cutter on the inside. Ball game! Ball game! Garden City! Caitlin McNaboe!
Another split dodge. Another one maybe to the cage, and another goal!
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Dodges to the cage, fires high and scores. Oh, what a look from Max, and there's the finish in front. And how about that one? Fighting off the challenge was Darcy, and she pulls Sacred Heart to within 1.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
If you're in a
Welcome back to Port Washington. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney here for the start of the second half with the Vikings leading 7-6. Let's take a look at some of the first half stats, and you can see the shots there heavily favoring Port, 24-11. Good game in the cage for both goalies as well. The busier goalie, of course, was Finkelstein with 8 saves, face-offs. We detailed that throughout. Dominant by Accardo, and the man up. Both teams have scored. Only 2 opportunities for Syosset. They're 1 of 2. Port 1 of 1.
Yeah, I think if you're Syosset, you're really happy with where this game is at. You're dominating face-offs. You've given up a lot of shots, and you're right in the game. You're only down 1. I think Port, you're looking to clean it up a little bit on the defensive end. You've kind of dominated play, and a couple of mishaps has allowed Syosset to stay in.
Back to the face-off X we go. It is Accardo, again, a perfect 15 of 15 in that first half. And here is the poll as we expected. It is Freeman. And it will be Port ball.
That's a nice job by Freeman. He tangled him up, and it looked like Accardo landed on the ball. So withholding on Port and on Syosset, and it's Port ball.
We wondered when we'd see the poll, right?
And there it is. Good adjustment at halftime. Finally get a face-off win.
I think it's a good call by me.
You've been asking for it, Dylan. You've been asking for it. Maybe they heard you.
So Port here with another chance to increase the lead. The lead has kind of gone between 1 and 2 goals. Not much, really, not beyond that, as Haberman spins at GLE, and there's that matchup again, right? Catolo.
Yeah, Catolo was ready right there. He really dug in. And here's Jacobson.
Jacobson feeds it down low. Shot wide of the mark. Chasing it down was Port. It's Krevitz, and it'll stay with the Vikings.
Yeah, good shot by McCarthy. Cross-handed shot, tough angle, but they backed it up. It's their ball. They're going back to the pick game behind, and here's Krefitz.
And he scores off the pick from McCarthy for Krefitz, his second of the game, and that Port lead goes back up to 2.
I tell you, Krefitz is a tough matchup. He's very athletic, and then you throw the pick in there, and there was a little uncertainty in the Syosset guys of whether they wanted to stay on their matchups or switch, and Krefitz just, he's too athletic. He ran right by it, and nice finish with his left hand.
8-6 the lead for Port Washington, and Krefitz now 19 goals on the season. He's got real good vision and a feel around the goal. Another guy who is biding his time, right, working in practice to get better. And a newfound confidence now with some extra playing time, and it's delivered here with a big goal to start the second half. Freeman puts Accardo on his back.
They're going to call Freeman for a trip, loose ball, so no penalty. But I like that adjustment. I like Freeman up there. I think it slows down Accardo. Syosset got a bunch of those goals off of Accardo's ground balls. Not necessarily Accardo going to the cage, but finding other guys and creating numbers.
There's Giovinco. Little pick and pop. Nice feed down low, and the shot by Giovinco just wide. Backup was there. Here's Waxer, the 8th grader. Draws the double, kicks it out, finds Accardo. It's Birch. And there's Desquie backing his man up. Desquie cuts inside, goes topside, spins the other way. Aggressive pole work by Port.
Yeah, Port's starting to stretch the defense right now. Syosset's got to just, keep their composure, find the right matchup. This could be it with Giovinco.
Giovinco switches hands, and look at Freeman come in. Chops away. Here comes Port. It's Haberman.
They got numbers if they want it.
Back to Freeman. Back to Haberman. Shot. Saved by Finkelstein.
Finkelstein is really good. That's not easy. Not an easy save with Haberman.
Finkelstein will go, as we mentioned, to Binghamton. Another of a long line of Syosset Division I goalies. A massive save there. And the bouncer by Birch. Bounced a little bit too early.
Every time Accardo gets the ball, Syosset's done a good job of cutting off him. There's so much attention on Accardo, and here comes the double.
That's a great recognition as well, because you kind of thought that Waxer would try to get that inside roll. It was taken away well by Greenberg. Up top is Accardo. Sheds his check. Accardo! And again, the Braves, they are knocking on the door, and they pull within a goal once again.
They've been pulling Accardo every time he's on offense, and that time with the slide and Waxer moves the ball, the recovery left Accardo with a short stick, and he ran right through the check and got himself in a good spot. Overhand, it put in great placement. He's tough, and here he is back at the X, and they're down 1.
Accardo's 19th goal of the year, his second of the game, going to High Point. Again, it's Freeman and Accardo. And Freeman chops away. Accardo somehow comes away with it. Doubled, thrown down. It's a 2-point takedown by Freeman. And now flags are flying. Freeman maybe an extra one as well. And this is what we said about Freeman. He's got this tendency sometimes to be over-aggressive. Might be 2 fouls against him. Let's take a look.
You know, it started off great for Freeman. He threw a great check. He made it difficult for Ricardo to pick up the ball. And then, you know, once Ricardo got the ball, he's got to stay off his back. And then, like you said, a little overzealous gets the second penalty. And I think you're right. I think it's going to be one man. Let's see.
Got a slash.
And also a push. Yep. So they're going to get one man for 2 penalties. It's going to be a minute and a half.
Yeah, so instead of a 6-on-4, it's 6-on-5 for 90 seconds.
Yeah. This is a good opportunity, though, because you have the extra 30 seconds. You can really take your time. And, you know, you're in a good spot. You're down 1. You're winning faceoffs. Let's see if Port's going to lock Accardo and go back to playing 5-on-4 on the man up.
Syosset 1 of 2, or 1 for 2, I should say, with the man up. Here is Birch. Gets it back. Birch has a go. And there's another save by Hamroff, and another of those early in the man-up opportunity shots. That was an easy save for Hamroff.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the shot they wanted that early. Birch is a good shooter, but with that much time in a penalty, you know, you'd like to get a little bit of a better look. So
and
now Port's got to kill off the penalty here.
Yeah, I was going to say, last time we did see Port go to goal early, and there's Meyer splitting defenders. Meyer, the bouncer! Looks like Friedman got a piece. Ground ball is loose. The battle for it. It's Freeman's 10th save, so the Braves off of that should get another couple of looks as this squeak comes across. Another flag is thrown. This is going to be on Haberman out at midfield.
This is exactly what the Port staff talked about. They wanted to stay out of the box, and now they're going to look at another penalty coming up. So we're 6-on-5, and when that expires, there'll be another one. And now you don't have your lock on Accardo. Look for him to get the ball back.
Good fake, and there is Accardo.
Port goes back to the lock.
We're even now?
Even until the next penalty takes place. So it's 6-on-6 with a flag down.
It's Giovinco. Switches hands and hands off to Birch. There's Desquie, the sophomore. Good move, splits defenders, gets to the cage. It's still loose, and Hamroff aggressive out of his cage. He'll pull the ball down, but as you mentioned, another Port penalty, and it's Haberman. We'll see how long he'll be.
Looks like he called him for a slash.
Yeah, a 1-minute slash. So Syosset immediately after having that 90-second opportunity they weren't able to score on. They're now 1 of 4. But one more chance here. And again, they've been at this number, like whatever it's been, 5-4, 4-3.
Yep.
It's been, they haven't been able to even things up.
This could be a huge lift if Syosset gets a goal right here. And like we talked about pregame, when Syosset's man up, Port doesn't get a chance to let all those offensive players go.
There's the extra pass to the cage and the finish. And it's Desquie. We are tied at 8, and it's the sophomore's first of the game.
Yeah, really nice job by Syosset, one-mooring the ball. That was Waxer, a cross crease to Desquie, who finishes with his left hand. And we have a tie game. You know, a game that you kind of felt Port had maybe a little bit of control, but Syosset has played really hard, winning a lot of faceoffs and drawing penalties, and they're evened out the game here in the middle of the third quarter.
Yeah, the sophomore, big, strong lefty, a hockey kid who's just kind of coming into his own as a full-time lacrosse player. Scored a big goal earlier this year in that loss to Garden City. And again, it's the Pole and Freeman. It's Accardo again, chasing down the ball. Accardo double team, thrown down, spins, still gets it.
That's
Come
just
on.
Unbelievable. You know, I said he often, even when he doesn't come up with it clean, he's so good off the ground.
17 of 18. And he's really had to work for his last 2 or 3 here. 8-8 game, Syosset, a chance to take the lead now. Birch hands off. He'll play catch up top. Voigt. I like the size in the senior. Voigt. Faking was Birch. They get it to X. Cutters. There's one of them. The push from behind. Shot was wide of the mark. That was Newman with the shot. The Syosset fans wanted a... Oh, there is a flag, in fact. It's back out at the 25-yard line.
Looks like they're going to talk this over, whether it's if he had possession or it was a loose ball. The FAR official had it with possession. And let's see.
Looks like they're picking it up. Is that what it is?
I think you're right. Yep, he's waving off the penalty. We'll stay 6-on-6. But that was a great feed inside. That was Newman again in the middle. Newman's got a big body. He's got soft hands in there. He's done a nice job today.
Yeah, and again, he's a guy who started the year, Tom, as that among that group of close D, and he's gotten the short stick in him, and that's a spin around the cage by Waxer. But he's gotten the short stick, and as you mentioned, soft hands, and he's got the finishing touch here this afternoon.
He sure does. So they subbed him out. They got Accardo back on the field here.
There he is, Accardo. Back to Desquie. Under 5 to go. We are tied at 8.
They seem to like this matchup with Desquie.
Slide comes. Accardo. Inside roll. Another flag.
Gonna have another one.
And Port, this has been their bugaboo, man. They are just a ton of penalties. That shot off the side netting. Giovinco tracks it down. It's still live. Into the crease. This one is loose, and now we'll get another man-up opportunity. I mean, it's kind of rinse and repeat here.
Yeah, this is a tough stretch right now for Port. I mean, they are not winning faceoffs, playing a lot of D, and then they're fouling. So your offensive guys are down here standing around while you're scrambling down a man. They got to find a way here, keep their composure, get a stop and a clear. And if you're Syosset, you got a tie game here. They're going to lock Accardo. Just find the right 2-on-1 somewhere in this man up. Take your time, move the ball, and you'll find it.
And you're right, Accardo is at the top of the crease there, locked off. It's the 6th man-up opportunity for Syosset. Massapequa on Wednesday, and that overtime win for the Chiefs had 8. That's a lot in a 2-game stretch in Nassau Conference A. Voigt gets it back. Low. Desquie again, his 2nd consecutive man-up goal. And the Braves have come all the way back, and they have finally taken the lead with 3:43 left in this 3rd quarter.
Well, you mentioned he's a big-time hockey player, and that looked like a slap shot, Dylan, from the blue line. He let that go. That had some heat on it, and I don't think Hammeroff had a chance. That was an excellent shot by Desquie. That's a big-time shot from that wing, and Syosset now has a lead with Accardo rolling back to the X.
Well, we'll continue the hockey references and say it's a power play goal.
It was a power
for
play.
the Braves.
Yeah.
They're 3rd on the man-up of 6 chances. And Accardo, another win.
There's Newman off the wing.
Voigt. Bouncer It hit Javinko, looks like, who kept it alive. He gets it right back. Return to sender. It's loose. Ground balls are massive in this one, and it comes for Port. It's Hillman who comes away with it. And as expected, an aggressive ride. Ball's on the carpet, and it's picked up by Catolo. He lost it, though. Cassidy. And now Myers got it. And a failure to advance, though, for Port.
This third quarter has just been a nightmare for Port.
Here's Birch. 9-8 lead for Syosset. This is where the tides have turned in favor of the Braves. This third quarter. Birch. From X. Slide comes. Loses it momentarily. And here comes Freeman. Pumps the brakes. Hands off. And Port struggling a little bit with Krevitz. They've not really, again, they've been down, right? So they've not had it on this side of the field very often.
Yeah.
Krevitz hands off now to Meyer. Meyer 2-1 on the game as we approach 2 minutes left in the third quarter as Port, an unusual situation here today, trailing.
Yeah, I think this is a big spot for Port. You know,
Meyer.
they haven't had a possession. They need a good possession here.
And if you need something big, you try to get it to number 3. He's trying to get open from Catolo. Little hitch in McCarthy's step. Nice spin. Lost his man! McCarthy goes top shelf. He broke an ankle and then finished.
McCarthy's kind of the handyman, the do-it-all man for Port Washington. He plays a lot of defense, but he can play offense. He's really talented. He's a big, lanky kid. He's got to be about 6'3", and that was shifty. That was a shifty move, and that shot had some heat on it to beat Finkelstein high.
He's one of the most cerebral players on this team is McCarthy, a good two-way midi. And when he broke the ankle there, that also now allowed him to switch his hands and finish well. We are tied at 9 with 95 seconds left in this third quarter. For McCarthy, his goal number 7 on the season. Back we go. Freeman, Accardo wins it clean. He has put on a clinic from the face-off X.
Yeah, that was a big goal for Port. They hadn't touched the ball in a long time, and you're not going to get it back. So they capitalized. Now they got to play some D, and Accardo is just automatic at this point.
Javinko, hands off. Now with a minute left, you wonder if Syosset here will look. I was going to say hold for the last, but Javinko going strong to the hole. Gets it to X now. Javinko up top. Sidearm shot. Hammer off. Saw it the whole way.
It's a good save. They got plenty of time here. 45 seconds in the quarter.
Hammeroff, who had 14 saves against Massapequa, hasn't been as busy today, but that a big one. 30 seconds left now. Here's Meyer. Meyer! Finkelstein says no. Collision behind the net. Final 18 seconds left, third quarter.
Nice save by Finkelstein.
Syosset now absolutely can hold for the last. Good job defensively by Hillman to take it away. And here we go. We started the game tied, and we will go into the final 12 minutes of regulation tied as well. 9-9 is your score. You're watching this Nassau Class A Classic right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Port Washington as the Vikings and the Braves of Syosset are tied at 9. We have a treat for you guys now as we're going to hand the mics over to Jasper Abrams and Zach Spring, a couple of Port Washington seniors. Listen, guys, no cheering in the press box, right? We know Port is the home school. Just joking with you guys. These guys are pros. We're going to hand off for a couple minutes, give these guys a chance to give you some of the flavor of this game from their perspective.
So we're here, Paul D. Schreiber High School, start of the fourth quarter, 9-9 game. I'm here joined by my partner, Jasper Abrams. How are we doing today, Jasper?
We're doing great. It's an instant classic on a beautiful Friday afternoon between Port Washington and Syosset. We're all knotted up at 9 apiece, headed into the fourth quarter. The clock starts at 12, and Syosset immediately wins the faceoff like they've been doing all game. Matthew Freeman bringing the intensity very early, laying the heat against Syosset, chasing that ground ball, but unfortunately Syosset picks up the ground ball. And through this second half and third quarter, Syosset prominently had the ball in their hands, and Port Washington has had to sit back and play defense to their highest possible capabilities, and they've only allowed 9 goals, which is pretty solid with Bradley Hammeroff between the posts.
Something that I've noticed, at the end of the third quarter, the Port Washington Vikings really started to fade off. They felt tired. They felt like they've just been out there forever. Matt Freeman was committing penalties left and right. It's just not the type of lacrosse that Port Washington plays.
Right, and when you have a defense led by the Boston commit, Matthew Freeman, who brings the intensity and who brings the aggressiveness every second and every possession of the game, it's hard to lose that spark and it's hard to lose that steam. And besides Freeman, you have Matthew Hillman, who's a magnificent junior and the certainly future of this Port Washington Vikings defense. He's always locked in. He's certainly a glue guy, and he's definitely a ground ball machine for the Vikings. And lastly, let's not forget about Hudson Greenberg. He's certainly a star player for this Vikings defense. He brings together the team. He's a hustle-first player, and he's also a dual-sport athlete in basketball as well. So you could see his athletic capabilities from basketball translate to the lacrosse field. As number 9, Anthony Belomo brings the ball into the offensive territory for the Vikings. It's number 3, Henry Haberman takes it over.
As you know, here the Vikings, they're really trying to slow it down, kind of bring it back to their style of lacrosse, their pace. Here they have it on offense. Anthony Belomo with it, gives it out. Henry Haberman now has the ball. Haberman going to Loyola, one of the best players on Long Island. What do you like in his game?
Well, he's very patient at all times. He knows what he's doing. He's very laid back. He waits for the defense to make their move before Haberman attacks. And on that shot right there, just a little bit high, is Ben Krafitz at X for the Vikings picks up the possession. 9:46 remaining in this fourth quarter. We all knotted up at 9. Ben Krafitz shoots, and he bounces one in for the Vikings, and the Vikings take a 10-9 lead.
Pretty goal there by Ben Krafitz.
What
he caught the defender off guard and rifled it back and scored.
Krafitz always attacks the defense with a strong mentality and a very aggressive mentality. He certainly brings his basketball style play to the lacrosse field for the Vikings, and we saw it right there as he capitalizes in between the defense and bounces one in and extends the lead to 1 for the Vikings.
Vikings hope they don't lose this lead again as they did in the third quarter. They lead 10-9, 9:43 left in the fourth.
So it'll be Freeman still on the faceoff against Syosset, who's primarily won all these faceoffs all day. As Syosset once again picks up another possession, and the Vikings are back on defense, looking for some answers and looking for some stops. With a comfortable 1-goal lead, they're up 10-9 with 9:30 remaining in regulation.
See, the Vikings here, they kind of look lost out there. The Krefits just scored, but, they settle back on defense. And, Hamroff's been a brick wall in the net for them. But besides that, Vikings are kind of just getting ran through.
So up top, Syosset brings the ball down to X, guarded by number 32, Stamati Gargis. And Gargis is certainly a workhorse. He's got a very strong lower half. He uses that to his advantage against the offensive players, and he's certainly someone you would not want to face on the defensive side if you're any other team.
No, Stamati Gargis, one of the strongest people I've ever met.
So Syosset looking for an answer and an equalizer with 8:45 remaining in regulation here at Paul D. Schreiber High School. And the Vikings pick up another possession.
Fairport Washington here, you're trying to come down and score. Belomo now with the ball, looking to find some help here as he just keeps running up with it. Looking for Haberman. Haberman's not going to get the ball.
And Belomo's great out on offense, but most importantly, he clears the ball. And he also puts his body on the line. He's very aggressive. He knows what he's doing. He's got a high lacrosse IQ, which is something very impressive for the Vikings, as he finds Henry Haberman with the ball, who feeds it to Andy Feinstein down right in front of their own sideline. And Feinstein is a crafty attackman. He sees the field very well. He moves the ball magnificently, and he's also he studies the offense. He learns the offense, and he definitely knows what he's doing when the ball is in his hands.
Always watching film.
So Myers up top, back to Binghamton. Commit Gavin Jacobson looking to make a move. Backs it out, finds Meyer. And Meyer, the Dartmouth commit, who has a pair of goals today and shoots and snipes that one. And the Vikings have a 2-goal lead as Myers hyping up the crowd. The student section is loving it, and the Vikings are up top 11-9, 7:42 remaining in regulation.
The Vikings student section, one of the best on the island. They really bring the energy, the passion, and they kind of just keep the team moving.
And Meyer, just like that, has a hat trick under his name, along with 1 assist. And the Vikings are up top, 11-9, 7:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter on a beautiful Friday afternoon, Zach.
It's gorgeous weather. Vikings now is just starting to pick up steam here a little bit. 2 straight goals to start off this fourth quarter as Freeman, yet again, on the ground trying to get the ball, picked up by Cassidy.
And Cassidy taking his talents to New Paltz next fall, where he will be a member of the New Paltz lacrosse team, who have a very strong and fundamental program. So he'll certainly impact the New Paltz program very well. So up top, it's Jacobson letting the offense get comfortable and letting the offense run their play so he can attack on the Syosset defense. Jacobson fakes right, goes left, stumbles, picks up his stat. Jacobson shoots.
Hit the post.
Off the top of the post, and the ball bounces back to the midfield. Henry Haberman, number 3. We've said his name a lot today. He's got a hat trick as well as the Vikings lead 11-9. The ball is in Feinstein's hands. Feinstein looking to make a move. Fakes the left-hand shot, finds Haberman. Haberman finds the Binghamton commit, Gavin Jacobson. Up top, it's Luke Meyer. Let's see what he can do. 6:34 remaining in the fourth quarter. Vikings lead 11-9. I'm Jasper Abrahams along with Zach Spring here on the Varsity Media Sports Network as the Vikings still hold the possession. Back to Krefits. Behind X. Looking for a move. Finds a left-hand screen from Jacobson. Spins left. The shot saved by Syosset.
Nice shot there by Krefits. He goes back, gets the ball at X, tries to go up right outside the crease, takes a shot. It was saved, but nice job by the Vikings there.
So the Vikings back on defense, looking to hold their 11-9 lead with 5:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. The ball sails out of bounds but Syosset chases and retains their possession. Syosset looking to slice the deficit. The shot sails just above the goal, but they still retain the possession. 5:38 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Vikings need to stop here. Saved by Hammeroff.
And Hammeroff has certainly played fantastic this year. Heading into today's game, he was 89 for 136, and he's saving the ball at a 65% rate, which is very impressive and one of the top percentages here on Long Island. He's got a very high lacrosse IQ. He's a senior captain, and most importantly, replacing Pat Kenny is a very tall task to handle, and Bradley Hammeroff is certainly doing that very well.
Listen, if your head coach Isaac Neal, you got to be pretty happy and feel pretty comfortable with Bradley Hammeroff in net.
So the Vikings looking to add to their 11-9 lead here on a fantastic Friday afternoon here at Paul D. Schreiber High School here in Port Washington, New York. The ball is in Luke Meyer's hands. Goes left. Finds John McCarthy. McCarthy is tall and strong. He knows what to do when the ball is in his hands. He's also a football player. He brings that mentality and that athletic capabilities to the lacrosse field as well. There's a loose ball right in front of the goalkeeper's net. And it looks like it will be Syosset ball.
4:18 remaining in this game.
So junior goalie Zachary Finkelstein, a class of 2023 graduate for Syosset, has played fantastic and has had a very impressive afternoon saving the Vikings' offensive shots. And it's a very tough task to do when you're faced with a Dartmouth commit, a Binghamton commit, as well as a Loyola commit.
Syosset here takes a timeout with 4:07 remaining.
We will be heading to a commercial. I'm Jasper Abrahams along with Zach Spring, signing off on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
And welcome back to Port Washington High School. I want to thank Jasper Abrams and Zach Spring for their work. I thought they were going to take the whole fourth quarter. I was waiting for that timeout. I was getting antsy here on the sideline.
Dylan, they were on a roll, and Port scored twice while they were on the mic, and I don't think the Port fans wanted to see him leave.
I think Isaac Neal's going to take note of that and perhaps make a request with Ben Turchin for the next Port broadcast to have Jasper and Zach on the call.
Yeah, good job by those two, and good job by Port. You know, they stayed out of the penalty box. Freeman tied up Picardo. They wound up coming up with a couple loose balls. And, you have Luke Meyer, you have Krefitz scoring goals, and they're up 2 now with 4 minutes to go, and here comes Syosset.
And you just wonder here with Syosset having to climb that rope throughout the game, right, trying to tie it, and all the energy that's exerted to do that, if maybe now, and it's only 2 goals, there's still a lot of time left, but you get that feeling a little bit like it's 2 goals going on 7.
Yeah, they did spend a lot of energy. That was a good look. That's a great ground ball by Hillman.
Really was. The Cardo shot was knocked down in front. And a flag.
Oh, man.
And this was off ball. It's going to be against Hillman.
Yeah, Hillman got rid of the ball, and it looked like he got tangled up with Disquay, and he sold it well. And so here, if you're Syosset, this is a good spot now.
Yeah, this is your window.
Yep, this is the opportunity that you're looking for. I will say, though, they got the ball inside to Accardo. I would think that's exactly what they wanted coming out of the timeout. But now you got the penalty, and they're going to lock Accardo again, so you're going to be 5-on-4.
I didn't see. I'm still waiting. We're still waiting for the time on it. Let's see.
It said 1 minute. It looked like 1 minute slash. Let's see. What do they put up?
I didn't see it. So it is now the 7th man-up opportunity for Syosset with 3:31 left. And, yeah, listen, man, this is the window of opportunity here. 11-9 is the score. They've been a little bit impatient on a few of these where they've taken the first shot. Hammeroff's made the save, and that's been the only shot. This is an important one for the Braves. Low to high, and I think getting a piece of that was the pole. I think that was Greenberg.
Yeah, that was Disquay again on the backside. He scored the last 2 man-up goals. When Syosset's patient and gets it to him on the backside, he's got his hands free. He's got some good shots. Accardo just skips it to him.
Low to low, and Hammeroff makes the save.
It's a great adjustment by Hammeroff. You know, he got beat by him low a couple minutes ago, and that time he read it all the way. And here comes Belomo.
How good has he been, huh?
He is tremendous. I mean, he's a horse. It looks like...
And a flag on Syosset.
Yep.
How about that, Belomo? He's on the wings. He's a two-way midi. They trust him to be on the offense. He makes the right plays.
He's an excellent all-around player. I mean, how many times does he run the ball out when they're in trouble? And that time, not only ran it out, but he drew a penalty. And if you're Syosset, this is a tough spot because you're down a couple goals, so you can't really sit back, man down. You're going to have to play this probably a little more aggressive than you want to against this offensive group.
This will be a 30-second. Braves have been only penalized twice to this point. Port was 1 for 1 early on, so they've been a little bit more disciplined here.
Yeah,
which you don't often see. Sorry, Tom. Which you don't often see for a team that's chasing.
Right. Yeah, they played this clean. They played it well. I'm curious to see if Port will stay nice and wide here and kind of, use the clock as much as they can. They got a 2-goal lead, so, if you go back to the faceoff, you may not get it back.
So it is actually 6-on-5, yeah. So they killed off. How are we 5-on-5? 5-on-5 still right now, right?
Looks like 5-on-5 and it's going to release here in a couple seconds.
And now it is. So now you've got 6-on-5 for a couple of seconds. I think that was a 30-second infraction.
Yeah, Port being very patient right now.
Accardo comes in, so we're even.
They may call.
Look out. Meyer lost it. And now
here we go. We got numbers.
Syosset. It's Catolo. Pole goal. No. Backup was there, though, for the Braves.
Good opportunity for Catolo, but they got the ball down, too.
Time not on their side, though, so it's under 2 minutes now. What you do have, though, is a guy in Accardo who's been nearly automatic at the faceoff X. So you maybe have a little more patience than you normally would here.
Yeah, you're not chasing 2 right now. You need 1, right? Nice move by
Giovinco. Blocked in front. Backup, though, gets the GB.
You just got to get 1 if you're Syosset because you're more than likely to get the ball back.
Waxer hands off. 1:25 to go. It's this squeeze. Got a pair of goals. Gets the double. And there's the pass to the 8th grader, Brody Waxer. Oh, good look. Ball's loose. Step down, shot, and a goal! This squee is 3rd with 1:08 to go. It's a 1-goal game yet again.
Yeah, sometimes the ball finds the hot guy, and Disquay's the hot guy right now. There was a feed into the crease. It bounced through. And there he is. Those hockey guys are used to those loose pucks, those loose balls. Great instincts by him. He steps in and he overhand hammers one. And here we go, Dylan. Down 1, best face-off guy around, and here's the matchup: Freeman-Accardo at the X.
21 for 23 on the day for Luca Accardo. None bigger, though, than this one with 1:08 remaining. It is Freeman who's been the guy to give him the biggest trouble here today. Accardo wins it. Freeman slashes, trying to get the ball back. Here we go. Under a minute, Syosset with the ball and a chance to tie.
Syosset subbing right now. Disque back on. Under a minute. It's going to be the Port D that's going to have to make this stop right here.
How much fun is Nassau Conference A?
What a game. What a game, Dylan. And here it is, Accardo Freeman.
Back to Disque, 32 seconds. Giovinco goes GLE. The double comes. There's an open man somewhere. It's loose. Ground ball scooped up. Looks like Hillman's got it. He's chased down, loses it. The ball's loose in front. 15 seconds. Still loose. Someone's got to call timeout, right?
It looks like Syosset called timeout.
11 seconds remaining.
Wow, that was a great defensive play. Great defensive play on Giovinco. They doubled the ball came out. Hillman just couldn't control. He actually saved it in bounds. Waxer picked it up, fed it inside, and it was a scrum. Syosset comes up with it. They're going to get one more chance. And I think you're going to see the ball in Accardo's stick. I think you're going to see Freeman guard him. If I'm Syosset, I'm probably giving him a couple of picks. And, I may have Giovinco trying to come off something off ball as well. It's plenty of time. 10 seconds with the ball in the box, 11 seconds with the ball in the box is plenty of time here.
I think this one's fun. How about a couple of these games we have for you tomorrow? It's Massapequa and Farmingdale. We stay in Nassau Conference A as the two longtime rivals battle at the Dale. That's a noon opening face-off, and then it's the big one. Garden City and Manhasset under the lights at Manhasset. 7 o'clock start for that, the 138th edition of the Woodstick Classic.
Yeah, I think Massapequa Farmingdale and chess would be a heated match. And then, of course, you got the great one in the evening.
Yeah, hard to say that's like the appetizer, right?
Yeah, but just as big.
That's like
so here we go.
It's like your Clams Casino.
Yeah.
to your prime rib dinner. Here we go, 11.6. That's the matchup you called for. Accardo on Freeman. Hands off. The squeeze got the hot hand. 9-on-9 on Belomo. Feeds it in front. And a save by Hamroff. And that's the game.
What a save. What a save. The ball trickled through. It looked like somebody on Syosset had a chance, and Hamroff made the save. What a game, Dylan. Unbelievable.
Tremendous game, and Port Washington does indeed bounce back off a home overtime loss to Massapequa. Tom, I don't know if there's a better response if you're Port Washington than a one-goal win here against Syosset.
Yeah, in this conference, it doesn't matter how many you win by. You just got to get the win. That's it was a tough overtime loss on Tuesday, so that bounce back today. I mean, that's a tremendous win for Port. And if you're Syosset, as much as it hurts to lose, I actually think you figured a few things out today. You were up better on offense than you have been. You got some scoring from some other guys, which is what they wanted. And I think this could really bolster them going forward.
Yeah, Syosset now 4-4. That's their first conference loss, so they're 2-1. But when you look at their upcoming schedule, they're at Hicksville. They take on Farmingdale. This is Syosset's upcoming schedule. Hicksville, Farmingdale, East Meadow, Massapequa. So again, not to take anything away, but you got to figure Hicksville and East Meadow are games you have a pretty good chance of winning. Farmingdale is that tough one, and then it's Massapequa. So potentially, even there, if you go 2-2, you are 4-3 in the conference, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I would think Syosset is going to be there at the end. Both these teams are. You could see it today. They both have, the makeup of a team that's going to be late in the playoffs.
And
Two good teams.
Yeah, and for Port Washington, they're now 6-3, 2-1 in conference. And again, if you look at their slate coming up, also some winnable games. You've got Plainview, JFK, and Valley Stream before tough ones against Farmingdale and Oceanside. But even there, too, right, if you start to play the game a little bit, prognosticating it, maybe 3-1 there, or you've got a chance at the Farmingdale game, right? So that should be a great one. We'll have that one for you as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So Isaac Neal's guys are right there as well.
Yeah, I think this win puts them in a great spot. I think that Farmingdale game will turn into, possibly a game to see who is the number one seed going into the playoffs. Port's a good team. I think they figured out the face-off X a little bit, putting Matt Freeman up there. You were calling for it early, and they finally listened. I thought that turned the game a little bit. They're balanced. If they can stay out of the penalty box, I think Port's got a real good shot at it.
And you love, too, for the Vikings, last point before we wrap up here tonight. Haberman, Krevitz, Meyer, all with 3 goals apiece. Your goalie, Hammeroff, comes up with some huge saves, especially the one at the end. So the guys that you expect to lead you in a game like this, in a tight conference game, did just that.
Yeah, I mean, you look to those guys, but you got to remember, so does the other team. So it says a lot that all 3 of those guys were able to come up big, and those are the guys that are going to carry Port.
Without a doubt. Well, this has been fun. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow as well. Let's take a thanks, or we'll thank, I should say, as we head off air. Here's our upcoming schedule again. Massapequa, Farmingdale, Garden City, and Manhasset tomorrow afternoon. A pretty nice doubleheader on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I want to thank our entire crew here this afternoon. Of course, executive producer Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, also Angelo Caezo and Michael Irons, and also a special shout-out as well to the Port duo of Jasper Abrams and Zach Spring for their call as well of the early portions of the fourth quarter. For Tom Rooney, I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.